Hey, welcome back. So as you see, I'm in a different location, different setup, but in this video, I want to cover the Keyline 303 and the busted control arm. So this is the problem. It is not supposed to do that. Essentially, the little screw came here on the bottom. It came out just from being loosened over time and not maintained. So the key points, you're gonna have a screw down here, which I'm gonna show how to take this off and then fix it. You're also gonna have a screw down here, which is a copper or a brass piece. This, when you tighten it in place, if you wanted to like do precision milling or something like that, not ideal, especially if you're not experienced, just because the thing will be running and you just don't want to like hit your cut plates on there, break that, or fingers. So maintain that screw here, maintain the screw here, clean of course, and you're good. Let's go ahead and kind of jump into this. Let's put this back. Okay, so now when we look at this, we're gonna see we have a screw underneath and like a shoulder bearing or some sort that goes in here, and a screw goes in through here. So it locks in here, like we see in here, this roller bearing. Make sure that metal bits don't get in there, because it does kind of, it doesn't get in between the shaft, but it gets in this cup, and it will cause a slowdown and some friction. Make sure you use oil like WD-40 to lubricate. That helps, along with the roller tracks on the bottom. Now technically, if you want to take off this panel and everything else to clean those roller panels or those roller guides that control the forward and back, you have to take this off. This is pretty tricky. It's very tight, and you need a pair of pliers and Allen key at the same time. You need two hands. I only have one hand available while the other one's recording, so I'm gonna go ahead and make a video where I'm gonna show how to unbolt this, lift this up, and tighten, but I'll do a lot of edits and I will explain as we go. So it is bolted to the table. We need to look underneath, and we're gonna see those two screws. We're gonna have to take those off and remove them so we can tip up the 303 and gain access to the bottom. Use your socket sets and your pair of pliers. Okay, so I got the mounting brackets out. These will be threaded in, so if you're curious, this is gonna replace the threaded feet for the machines. Same thing with the Gymkhana. So the whole unit came out when I was removing it. There's another one in there, like a small peg. Just make sure you don't lose your washers and your lock washers. Just use channel locks for one, because I couldn't reach it because of the depth. And then use that one for the small one. Cool, now I can tip and lift up. Now I can gain access. Okay, the 303 is now upside down. You have access to the port, the screw and the little washer, and the handle. Cool, let's go ahead and clean this. And also, when I tipped everything over, all the little bits and crannies in here fell out back in there. For mine, what I did is I took these out so I can actually pull the whole tray out all the time to gain access, and so I don't lose baggies, because there's a lot of empty space here. Just like your socks in your dresser, you don't want to lose stuff, so that's one thing you can do. And again, here's how that screw went in. So I can go ahead and screw that back in. Save time now. As you know, they go in like so, and you're gonna see these rubber feet. And I might as well just put that back. So then when I'm done, and obviously this is unplugged for safety and also so I can gain access to everything. Cool, now let's go ahead and start. Okay, turning it so you can see a little better. Let's inspect the parts. So we're gonna have this. This is gonna be that bottom joint. This will not come out unless you take out these screws. You shouldn't ever have to take these out. So take note of that. And then here, this is gonna be the same kind of thing when it comes to how they're locked in and how they all work with this. So if I take this, I can slide it in like so. And then I'm going to essentially put this threaded end through here. So it's tricky with one hand, but let's go ahead and okay, so I had to use two hands, lift up, cut plate like so. It's pretty heavy, maybe like 4 pounds, but I have to lift it up and line it up, and then I can get them all in there. Now see how we have the screw? There's already like metal bits in there. This van setup is very, very messy. It's kind of gross. Don't have your van dirty like this. And also, like, I have metal bits all over me. So now we can screw this in. Cool. So what I did is I used this Allen key at this orientation, held onto one hand like so, and I cranked this Allen key down, over tightened with just my hands. Don't need like impact wrenches or nothing like that. Just hand tighten. Don't use like adhesive glues or Loctite or anything, just hand tighten. And then also you can use some WD-40 for some of these joints, just to kind of loosen things up, and then you're set. Now you just got to put it back together, and through these screws, through these mount holes, and then attach the fitments on the bottom. Make sure you don't lose anything, and then you're all set.